The Fightins. We're talking about the Fightins. Said. Wow. What an amazing weekend. The Philadelphia Fightin' Phillies are World Series bound. They have won the National League pennant. Holy crap. What an amazing run for the Philadelphia Fightin' Phils. What a run. Welcome back to another episode of the BSP Podcast. This is just going to be just let it rip, man. Let it rip. Let everybody know that Philadelphia is the sports mecca of the world. The Philadelphia Phillies are on their way to the World Series. They defeat the San Diego Padres, where we'll go a little bit game by game here this past weekend. But I just want to say this first, man. Bryce Harper, you are the man. That's why you give that guy the money. That's why you gave him that 10-year, $330 million for plays like that. That is why he gets paid. That's why you bring in a Bryce Harper to come up clutch and rise to the occasion for you when it means the most. And God damn it, Bryce Harper did it, man. He has been locked in all playoffs. The guy's batting over 400 in the playoffs. Couple home runs and none bigger than in the 8th inning. In the 8th inning, where he just goes and spits on a changeup blown away from the righty Suarez. It was a good changeup. It was filthy. Lets that go. And then just deposits that next fastball low and away deep into the left field seats and just sends Philadelphia into a frenzy. Why do you pitch to that guy? You got Nick Castellanos who can't hit a lick up bat after him, but you go after the two-time MVP, the now NLCS MVP. The guy is an absolute stud, and you're pitching to him after JT comes up with probably one of the biggest at-bats of the season, where he gets on base there. The vibes are high. Everybody can feel it. Bryce is coming up to the bat. They talk to him, the pitcher out there, and he's just calm and steady, cool and collected, and bang! Man, what an absolute stud. And he was just, yep. I can't believe I did that, is what he said coming back into the dugout. My voice is like, it's had a rough couple weeks, man. Between the Eagles 6-0, the Sixers suck, starting 0-3. We'll get to them later. They're lucky that the Phillies and Eagles are making a big run like this. And even the Flyers, they've started off hot. I think they're 3-2 now. They lost yesterday to San Jose, but it is what it is, man. Just what a wild ride where the regular season doesn't matter in Major League Baseball. Because if you get in and if you get this team red hot with all the talent that they have, when you have the streakiest hitters on planet Earth and Rhys Hoskins, who absolute huge home run in game 5 there to give you the 2-0 lead early. I mean, I was there Saturday night, and he hits the 2 home runs. The place is absolutely electric. Schwarber, JT get in on the party too, just hitting absolute moonshots. The guys just have raw power up and down the lineup. The stars are aligning, as my cousin Shane said. Told me to write that one down. The stars are aligning for this team where everything's clicking at the right time. Everybody's getting hot. Everybody's having their playoff moments. Even guys like Bryson Stott, who is absolutely red hot. He had a couple bullets that went right to Juan Soto that the wind killed yesterday. And then he goes and gets that double later in the game. I mean, the guy's just, everybody's on it. They're holding each other to another level, and it starts with Bryce Harper. And you can just see the reaction from the guys jumping out the dugout. Gene Segura, Rhys Hoskins, just giving the across the chest. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you subscribe, like the video, comment of how amazing. Where were you when you were watching this weekend? I mean, insane. I was lucky enough to get there Saturday night. I should have went yesterday too. I'm an idiot. Comment and let me know how much of an idiot I am. I turned down a ticket to go to the game. I mean, the rain would have stunk a little bit, but you would have powered through. I wanted to watch the game with my dad. It was fun. I enjoyed it a lot. You miss an opportunity, sure. But, you don't always get those moments with your family. It was his birthday this weekend, so I had a lot of fun. I'm grateful for the opportunity to go to the game on Saturday with my buddies. It was absolutely electric, jumping around. Make sure you go to the YouTube page and see a bunch of the reactions I put up on YouTube, the short clips, and follow me on Twitter at Brendan Petrilli for a bunch of stuff going up on there too, and TikTok. So, man, the biggest thing for this weekend, right? And the biggest thing for this season, the way they turned it around wasn't always about the bats, because we saw how much they struggled all year long. Castellanos still really even hasn't come around, Alec Boehm has gone up and down. He's found his swing. He hasn't. He had a couple big one, that big double on Friday night. Coming up with those timely hits, the bats weren't always there. They're the reason why they were struggling so much to get into the playoffs. But you saw why they did, the way they willed themselves, and that was on the backs of this pitching staff. You go and you get a couple of horses, and Zach Wheeler, Aaron Nola, Ranger Suarez. Ranger, we'll get to him in a second. But then you find a couple of your bullpen guys that if those guys give you 6, 7 innings, all you need is 2 or 3 horses in that back of that bullpen. And Jose Alvarado, the hefty lefty, the guy sliding in the DMs left and right. Sir Anthony Dominguez. I mean, these guys just opposite sides of the mound, lefty, righty. They're just an amazing 1-2 punch thrown at you. 101. They got filthy. They can move it on you up and down, in and out. Good luck trying to touch them when they have control of those pitches. Because you saw how Jose Alvarado went to the minor leagues at the beginning of the year because he couldn't figure out how to throw strikes. Sir Anthony Dominguez coming off Tommy John for, 2-year hiatus pretty much. Forgot about him. Now the guy's probably your best pitcher in your bullpen. I never gave up on him. Everybody knows. I mean, Sir Anthony's going to be the first of my firstborn. Sierra rolls her eyes in the background right now. But, I mean, the way Rob Thompson has been able to maneuver this pitching staff, that's the biggest reason the Phillies have been able to make this run, is setting up those 3 starters to set up how to balance where they didn't have to use those 2 guys in the bullpen Saturday night because the offense was exploding. You felt confident in the rest of those guys in the back end of the bullpen there to hold on, get you some innings, and finish out that game for you. Where then you can go and use them for 2+ innings that you saw Friday night with Sir Anthony, that Jose's done a couple times in this postseason, where you have the faith in them. And even bringing in Ranger to get the save Sunday afternoon. I mean, man, David Robertson was a good pickup, decent. You saw he had that curveball snapping early, but then he lost it and he walks 2 guys. That was the biggest problem with the Phillies bullpen. The Phillies pitching staff is the walks are brutal, but they haven't done it. And that's why they are winning baseball games. You got guys like Ranger Suarez coming in a couple days rest, just where he pitched. You thought he might have been your closer last year. Throughout the rest of the season, and he comes in cool as a cucumber. I mean, the guy, you heard Topper say it in the post game. The guy's heart rate doesn't move; it's just always where it is. He's rock solid, steady, and he has faith that he can come in and get high leverage outs, and that's what he did. I mean, the guy is something else. When you have moments like that, where another thing from Shane, he told me to write down. The special moments that make a championship run, where the ball goes right up back off of Zach Wheeler in the early game, comes right to JT and throws it over to first base to get the out. I mean, that could have went south. That could have been first and second, nobody out, and we could be scrambling early there. But you get the lucky bounce. That's what it takes to get wins Wins are contagious. Wins are lucky sometimes. You get the breaks, and that's how you make a run to the World Series. That's just crazy to say it. The Phillies are going to the World Series. Suck it, Mets fans. Suck it, Braves fans. Oh my God, you guys won't be able to even beat the Cardinals. Suck it. You guys won't even be able to beat the Braves. It's whatever. Suck it. Oh, the Padres are better. They just beat the Dodgers. Suck it. We're here. We'll take on whoever's coming next, whether it's the Yankees or Houston. I kind of hope that series goes a little bit to let those arms burn out. But then you also think maybe with the rest, the first game's Friday, you don't want them going too far. So you need to deal with that rust first, the rest versus rust. I don't know. I don't care. I just know the Phillies are going to the World Series, and these bats are red hot. They're not getting cooled down anytime soon, and these guys are locked in and ready to go. They know 4 more wins, Topper. They all know what needs to be done. They're not satisfied. Bryce Harper goes up to the podium after the MLB's making me have the trophy up here. I don't care about that thing, the NLCS MVP. I want a ring. I want to bring it home to this city of Philadelphia. I mean, I need to take a breath for a sec. Just the way this guy gets the city. Circle back to how he started the show. No matter if you're wearing that Phillies hat, that Phillies jersey, you're one of us. And he gets that. That's the reason he wanted to come here. He literally said, Philly fans getting on guys, opposing team players, the passion that they have behind their own guys, holding guys accountable are reasons he wanted to come here. When he was an opposing player for the Nationals, he wanted something like that, taking a shot at Nationals a little bit. DC fans kind of like it, a little shot, a quiet one there. That's the reason, the passion, and you saw it these past couple weeks. Philadelphia fans have dominated at Citizens Bank Ballpark. Phillies can't lose in CBP because of the fans. We will them to wins. I mean, at the game Saturday night, go down 4-0 in the very first inning. I'm like, all right, you got the boys. Everybody's kind of freaking out a little bit. Relax. This team, you got 9 at-bats, and what do? Come back and they answer. Greg was going, my buddy Greg goes, we need some runs this bottom half of the first. And they come back and they get 3. And all of a sudden, you're like, all right, we're good. Plenty of ball. We're in this game. 4-3. Let's rock and roll. And Rhys, Hoskins and the boys bounced back in a huge way and answered. This team is resilient. This fan base is resilient. The bad baseball, the amount of times I had to watch, Hector Neris, who we might be seeing, Hector the Protector, come in the World Series here, which would be kind of funny. But seeing like the brutal bullpens, the pitching staffs, the amount of times Freddie Galvis had to play third and Cesar Hernandez are at shortstop and Cesar is at second. Michael Franco is playing, one of the longest tenured Phillies, The talent level has changed. It's finally there to a caliber that you knew that they weren't holding themselves to the standard early in the season. That's why you had so much ups and downs, so many losses, but they'll be able to bounce back is the reason why they are here and the reason why they're going to the Major League Baseball World Series. Who knows what's going to happen? Maybe we'll have another episode come out through the week here. Try to get some other people on to break down this upcoming series against whoever we see moving forward. So make sure you click that subscribe button. I'll see everybody in the next one. Go Fightins, baby. Said.